week 2. It is already week 2 of Change Your Life, which means, what is it? I don't, you know what? I'm not trying to do math today. It's close to 10%, which is fine. That means we still have about over 90% of this challenge left. And I did get things done last week, which is really surprising to me. I worked as well, which means that I got more done in a week than I have been in a long time. So I think that this is working. As you can tell, like back here is still not completely clean, but these right here, this and this, these are all pens that I need to clean and put away. And so at least I am getting to the bottom of my desk shelf again. And yeah, so one of the things that I realized last week is that I really just want to focus on my house. My health has been pretty great, which is weird because usually I have to focus on my health because it's been so not great in the past because I've had just so many different health issues throughout the years. But my health is actually really good, which is crazy. I'm walking 1 to 2 miles a day. I have energy for my kids. It's just I'm learning how to manage my stress in a better way, especially because my kids have just been having such a tough time lately. I don't know, emotionally regulating, and then I shut down and then I yell, and it's like, okay, no, this is not working. So I've had to sit down with my boys, and I'm like, okay, Mom is having a really hard time mentally. This has been a really tough few months, but that doesn't excuse my behavior, and here's what I'm going to do to be better. And we sat down together, the 3 of us, last night, and we reset and we talked it out. And then I thought, okay, one of the things that I read is that whispering can sometimes reset, and that really helped because then I was like, hey, I know, kind of thing. And that seemed to really help. And then we played a game together last night called Cozy Town, and I'm so excited because this one is an RPG. It's a tabletop RPG that you can play collaboratively with friends, and it's kind of like inspired by Animal Crossing. And my sons were on a high last night after we did it, and I ran it. Usually my husband's the one who, like reads the rules and runs the game, but I was so proud of myself. I actually ran the game, which was exciting. And so I have been now taking all of our notes and putting it into kind of more of a format of a story. So I'm going to flip the camera and I'll show you what we did last night. And I'm very excited about it because I think this is going to be a great one. And I will definitely feature the game in one of my solo RPG videos, but I wanted to share it just because I thought it was so cool. So I'm working on getting my Traveler's Notebook RPG set, my cover and everything set up. So this is a Lockbee Traveler's Notebook. I bought a set of 10 of them, and it has Tomoe River 68 GSM. I really like it. So I started, and basically I just took notes. So every time I would read the prompt, and then they would come up with ideas, and we'd all sit around the table, my husband included, and we'd come up with ideas like, what is our town known for? And they came up with all these ideas and expanded upon them as we were playing. And who are our friends? They said space ghosts that and they bring marshmallows and moon rock candy. How fun is that? And they wanted a La Boo Boo monster from Saturn that brings all kinds of soda, and chimpanzees that make clothes is my husband's. But it was kind of like, okay, you come up with an idea and you come up with an idea. And then what our town celebrates. One of my sons said a hide and seek festival we have to have with trampolines and water parks and corn dogs, slushy and ice creams. A onesie day. We bring our most special onesie and play hide and seek again and have hot cocoa with marshmallows, and the great hot dog cook-off. And how do we get around? Firework rockets and mole tunnels. How fun. Like these are just so fun. And then, so that was establishing our town. And then it was each season is you use a deck of cards, and each season is a suit. And we started with fall and just did like one round the table because each season you'll have 13 events. And so we just went each of us drew a card. So there were only 4 events for the first session, just because we were doing it at night. And so I wanted to make sure that they got to bed early enough. But then we had to stop. My youngest was like, no, Mom, if we're going to talk about one of our famous athlete joined a town, and he was a coach for our school. And my son goes, Mom, stop. What does our school look like? And so then we had to walk in the school, and he decided that we have a science pasta lab where they make pasta and use potions out of pasta. And just kind of, and Jim has basketballs that are made out of Reese's that don't melt, and soccer balls made out of marshmallows from the marshmallow trees. And so this is just, it's so much fun that they came up with all of this. And then I just kind of wrote, it ends our first Cozy Town session. And then here is our story. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to show you what I'm kind of doing. I'm taking all of this and kind of expanding upon it. So we have it. And my son read the first 3 pages. He's like, Mom, write more, because he's so excited. So they've been talking about it all day, and they were really excited as they went to school today. So that's the start of it. And our town has a fountain in town square that is hot cocoa and coffee. And the beverages come down cold and enter your cup at the perfect temperature. How fun would that be? Coffee and hot cocoa. Yeah. Awesome. So that's what we've done with this, and I'm really excited about it for our family. My husband was like, this is kind of boring, but our sons are really into it, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, that was kind of the cap of our weekend, and now we're back into the week, and I am trying to get set up. I have days where I work. We have appointments for kids and me, and so we're just trying to like figure out how to work around everything. And so my main goal this week is to finish off my kitchen and make sure that I go through the toys in the living room and that everything is off the floor, because it has been a while since we've been able to see our entire floor in our living room, because it seems like I got to the point yesterday where it's like every time I clean, it just feels like the kids make a mess again. And so it's kind of hard, because we're implementing systems, but we're not always the greatest at it. So it's just kind of learning how to implement those systems and how to keep myself accountable, because I'm kind of a messy person. So it's also, maybe I shouldn't call myself a messy person, but that's about it. And then the one thing that I did for myself this weekend, which was absolutely wonderful, one of my cute hand-painted nails completely chipped off on Friday afternoon, and I was worried that I was going to damage the nail underneath, and I already have really, really thin, brittle nails. I couldn't get into my gal soon enough to get it fixed, so I just decided to go to one of the salons in town that wasn't like super fancy. I just went to one and I got my nails done, and they look like this. They're still fun. Like, she was able to do some hand painted stuff too. So I have them the same on both hands. And then I got the yellow on 2 fingers because it's my favorite. But the one thing that I realized, because I've just been playing with them and touching them and looking at them all the time, is that this one little thing that I did for myself felt so good. I got out of the house. I was by myself. I didn't have anybody to talk to, so it was just kind of like a reset. And then I got my hands done, and it's one of those things where I am not super self-conscious about all the ink. I don't care that I have ink all over my hands, but what happens sometimes is that my nails get stained, and it's harder to get ink off your nails than it is your skin, because your skin replenishes every day. So just having the nails that look nice really make me feel good. And so I'm trying to think about making a list of other things that make me feel good. I used to love wearing makeup, but a few years ago, I was involved with this group that was really unhealthy. I haven't really talked about it much on my channel. I don't really talk a lot about it. I got really involved in this kind of religious thing. And that's one of the reasons why I just don't talk about it, because I want to respect people and their belief systems. But one of the women was a makeup artist who basically, she did say, and it wasn't basically, she was a makeup artist who had her own makeup line. And she convinced us all that we all needed to wear makeup every day, because if you didn't wear makeup, and I just shake my head at the younger me, but I was just so sad and so depressed. And so she took advantage of that, I think, in a lot of us. And she was like, if you don't wear makeup every day, you're not showing up for your husband, because your face like this, the not makeup face, is giving your husband your leftovers. And because you'll put makeup on to go to work, but you won't put makeup on for your husband. Well, I don't put makeup on for work because ain't nobody got time for that. No, I just try to, I have, over the past few years, I've tried to prioritize like loving my face the way it is, with all the wrinkles and the growth and everything, because I am getting older. But yeah, I still remember that. And so it's hard, because for a long time, even all of my makeup was makeup from her brand. And so I had to get rid of that. And so it was just a lot of, I think there's just a lot of, when you're going through stuff like that, it leaves a mark. And so I remember when I used to feel better when I put makeup on and did my hair. And so I know it takes a long time, but I also don't have tiny children that I couldn't take 10-15 minutes in the morning. So I think I might try that this week, starting tomorrow. I mean, right now I could do it today at some point, but I haven't gotten myself ready for the day, because when I'm in this heavy cleaning, it's dusty, it's gross. I don't want to, I want to get clean after, so I feel really refreshed. And I'm like, yes, I got my task list done. So basically that's the thought process with that. So anyway, it's just little things like I used to color my hair all the time, but then keeping up on that when you only had so many hours with tiny children. And so I'm just entering this phase where my children are a lot more self-sufficient, and it feels really good. And my husband's getting out a little bit more, like we're letting him get out of the house because he really needs to. And so it's just trying to figure out those little things that could make my day a little bit better. So I'm going to try it. I don't necessarily know if it's going to go anywhere, but you know, I do remember that when I take care of myself, even just a little bit, it makes me feel so good. And these nails, I mean, no, they weren't as expensive as my other nails, but I love them. I love them just as much. And I think it's just taking care of myself. And so I really don't think that the price matters as much as taking care of myself does. So anyway, that is about that. And that's about what's going on. I'm going to get to cleaning and I will check back in. Okay, I didn't put this on my tripod just because I wanted to just do a quick check-in. It is a lot later than it was, and I've gotten stuff done today. I'm so proud of myself. Maybe not as much as I wanted to, but I got it done. Like, that is the thing, is that focusing on just little things. And I've been trying to be gentle on myself. I'm really harsh on myself. Like, I look at all this stuff and I'm so harsh, but it's part of, you know, growing and thinking about things. So I wanted to kind of update a little bit on my pens, because I ordered, and I just filmed a video that will go up later this week. I ordered from Kiwi Inks, and I ordered a special custom color, and I'm really excited about it. I put it in my what do you call this? This is my Esterbrook SD Winter White. It has my mini stub. This is a gift from my husband for Christmas, and it was like one of my first super fancy pens, and that was only what, 10 months ago. Yeah, so yeah, this is a love of mine, and since then I've kind of grown my fancy pen collection. Oops, that's okay. But yeah, the idea here is that I'm trying to be gentle. And one of the things that I had a person comment that, you know, being gentle is a good thing, and they recommended a book, and I forgot the name of the book, but I put a hold on it for my library, and I'm excited about, you know, adding that in to my reading. I don't do a lot of self-help, as I've mentioned a few times, but I think this one might give me some strategies on how to be gentle about cleaning and organizing. But I got all my laundry folded, and now I have a little pile over here to put away, but I want to go through some of my drawers. So you know, I don't want it to be a future me problem. So future me problem. I clearly have been watching a lot of Joshy Corn, but I don't want it to become like this. This sits here for 2 days, because that's what would happen if I didn't get up and do it now. So I'm going to go through a couple of my drawers. I have so many clothes that like end up staying on the bottom of my shelf, because I always hold on to them for a rainy day when all my laundry is messy. But if I got rid of it, then I wouldn't, you know, I would like everything I wear. So it's just kind of this, like, I don't know if anybody else does this, where they do that. They hold on to these clothes because they spent money on them, and then they just end up buying new ones because they don't like the ones that they had. That's what happens with me, at least. But if you can see, I did clear out a tote here and got a little, oh man, frog my throat. Got a little bit of organization. So things are happening even back here, which is exciting, because I'm getting things organized and going through everything and getting rid of things, and it's exciting. I also moved my stub. I had a Vanishing Point stub nib into this Moon Man pen. I've had Moon Man for a couple of years, and they've been just sitting in a shelf because I didn't like the nibs. I like the Jinhao nibs, but the Jinhaos dry out, but I can't remember if the Moon Man dries out or not. So we're going to try this and see. I think it's really fun to have that black nib pop out. But yeah, I got this to go in my Halloween pen that I've custom painted, but then I was like, maybe I want it just in that one that won't dry out. But I also got this beauty recently. This is a Vanishing Point, and I put a Fuyu Shogun nib or Fuyu Shogun cartridge in it from Pilot Yoroshizuku, and I'm really excited about this. Yeah, this is my first actual Vanishing Point. I've had a few Decimos, but this is my first one with an 18 karat gold nib. It's fine. And now I think my Vanishing Point collection is perfect, because now I have enough pens. I've been taking my Vanishing Points with me on the go because it's so nice that I can just click and write. So they're not ones that I always use at home, but they're ones that I like having in my travel bag. So I can click and write and then put them down, because when you're traveling, I'm sure you know, when you are traveling, it's hard. But yeah, that's the update for now. I don't know what my next update will be. That's kind of how it's going. And yeah, but I am really proud of myself. Even though it's slow progress, I still have made progress today. Not as much as I wanted to, but I think that's the whole idea, is that you got to be working on yourself and having grace with yourself. And I'm really bad at that, but getting better. So that's what matters, right? Maybe. I don't know. We're just going to go with it. Good morning. It is Tuesday. I cannot believe it's already Tuesday. It just happens. It goes so fast. Yes, I know. I've got my Moo here with me. She is always on my morning routine with this. But I woke up and I decided to actually do my makeup for work today, because I work. I was having a really bad, what do you call it? A really bad clothes day. I changed my outfit 3 times already, and it's not even like 5:30 in the morning. So it's been fun. I think this shirt is one that I made a long time ago when I was running my business. So I know that I like it. I know that it's comfortable, it's breathable, and reading teacher, yeah, whatever. Actually, I'm a math teacher today, but that's beyond the point. Most of the time I'm reading ELA English kind of teacher. Oh, yeah. But I'm getting ready to read my book, and this is kind of like my normal morning routine. I get up, get ready before everybody else in the house, make coffee. However, we don't have any coffee filters. We're just really rocking with the coffee right now. Like over the weekend, we ran out of our coffee, and of course we like the fancy stuff. Well, I don't know if it's fancy. It's probably not. Over in, and believe it's German coffee. And I don't know how to pronounce it in the German tongue, but it's called Jacob's, and we order it online. And so when we run out, we have to wait a few days, and then we get stuck with like Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Great. That's just us. We got this fancy tongue for the coffee. I don't know. There's nothing like Jacob's coffee. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of the way it is, at least. Yeah. But then this morning I went to make coffee, and we're out of filters. Yay. So, oops. I'm trying to hold my camera. So we may be doing a little Keurig coffee this morning, which I have my Keurig, which is fine. I think Keurig coffee is not great, but it's great when I'm wanting to make a nice coffee in the afternoon, and I don't want my espresso. I just want a cup of coffee, or like in the night when I want like a decaf cup. However, I don't want it in the morning when I want my fancy coffee. So today is just so we're starting off on the wrong foot with my coffee. So I may be stopping at Starbucks. We'll see. I don't know. I had a gift card, so I have a bunch of Starbucks like credit, but I'm not a huge Starbucks person anymore. I used to be when I was younger, but yeah. But so now I'll sit here and read for a while. I'm reading Autumn of the Grimoire by J.L. Vampa. I heard about this from Sinead O'Connor, and she had it on her like fall TBR, so I thought I'd try it because it sounded witchy and just like cozy. I don't know if it's cozy. It says the gothic romance. We'll see. I'm about 10% into it, and I'm still kind of iffy. The writing's really good, and that's nice. It's a Kindle Unlimited, but yeah, I'm not sure. Otherwise, I have this book here, the newest, Rachel Harrison, Play Nice. Rachel Harrison is really hit or miss for me, so I'm not sure. This one's supposed to be like her haunted house spoof, but we'll see. I really loved, what one was it? The Return was a really good one. I hated Cackle. I didn't hate Cackle. I enjoyed Cackle until I felt like the main character just went from one abusive relationship to the next, and it was okay because it was her friend who was telling her like what she should do. I don't know. I have really big issues with that book. But then I liked Such Sharp Teeth and Black Sheep. So and then her last one, what was her last one? It was a vampire one. I forgot the name of it, but I hated it. So hopefully Play Nice is a good one. But The Return is probably my favorite one. The Return or Black Sheep. I don't know. Or Such Sharp Teeth. I don't know. Those three. Those are good. But anyway, yeah. I'm going to sit here with Moo. I'm going to read my book and finish getting ready for her work and waking up my kids, which is, it's nice when I get to just sit here in the quiet and just enjoy. So, yeah. Wednesday. Oh my goodness. Already Wednesday. I feel like the weeks just go by and they fly. So I am getting ready to go and grab my son. He has an appointment. So I need to go take him to his appointment. But I did already get 25 minutes of cleaning done in my living room. And it's kind of one of those things where I finally was like, all right, let's break this down. And I broke it down into like little sections, and I opened up the windows to let a little sun in, and it's really working a little bit better. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold, so I have been taking these. They're over here. Yeah. This, I removed a tote, so now I've got to figure out where to put all this. So there's like piles, but we're getting somewhere too back there. But at my last job, my last school, one of the girls said, when you feel like you have a cold coming on, to take this stuff. And it's like every 3 hours, repeat every 2 to 3 hours, not to exceed 5 medicated drops in 24 hours. I think it's like zinc. I don't know. It's probably homeopathic. It's probably like woo-woo. But if it's going to help me not get a cold while I am ramping up work with goblins, you know, yeah. Oh, you're supposed to let this thing dissolve, so. Really smart to take it while I'm filming, right? Anyway, yeah, so I'm taking this and trying to make sure that I stave off as much of a cold as possible because I gotta get stuff done. That's kind of where I'm at. And I feel like I have really prioritized rest a lot lately. So it's just like, okay, now you gotta get going. But if I've prioritized rest and my body says I need more, I don't know, is that a grief thing? I'm really navigating this grief thing in a whole different way. It's, yeah, every time is different. Every time is different for every person. It's not like I haven't lost parental figures before. I don't know. But yeah, this time it's been just really, really tough, which makes sense. But it's like, why weren't the other ones as tough? And I think if I look back, they were probably tough, but I wasn't mentally medicated. I started my meds for both ADHD and borderline personality disorder and bipolar. I started them like actually paying attention to meds probably in 2021. So I haven't really been on medication that long. The last close family member we lost was in 2020. And so that was a mess. And from what I understand, because I don't remember a lot of it, from what I understand, I slept most of the time. So this is one of those things where I'm awake and I'm feeling it, and it's just weird. But I also said, I think in my last video, that I feel weird about like sharing so much because I just feel like that's all I talk about sometimes, but I don't think it is. It's what is going on in my life. I'm dealing with grief of losing my father and so many different emotions, and talking with my therapist about them. And it's just, my dad was a human being. He was a very colorful human being, and we didn't always see eye to eye. So it's just kind of one of those things too, where I have to reconcile childhood stuff with who he was before he passed and how we reconciled our relationship, and also reconcile that not everybody gets the reconciliation. It's just a lot. It's just a lot on top of trauma that is going on in the world. I feel like I wake up and our world is on fire every single day. And how do we deal with that? How do we deal with the world being on fire? I kind of just, I talked with my therapist about this at our last appointment. I said, how do I deal with the world? And she's like, can you control it? No. Okay. So right now where I'm at, I need to focus on me. And that's really tough to do because you want to stay informed at all the things that are going on, but you also have to take care of yourself and take care of your kids and take care of, I just get overwhelmed. And then I spiral as an ADHD person does. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And I was really excited though. Karina over at Karina Loves to Plan shared this really cool way that she did fountain pen inks last month. And she did this like swirly thing, and I'm obsessed with it. I did it with this ink. Can I see, am I in camera? Yeah. This is Ostrich Green Robinia. And Ostrich ink Green Robinia. And I wasn't loving it in my pen. It is really, really dry. But it was really fun to just do these like in each grid, I just did a swirly circle. My youngest son, who's not really into art, was like, Mom, that's really cool. So it's fun to be able to find ways of being creative that hit other kids, because I know even with my students, it's like finding the thing that they love is one of my favorite things to do. And then I like to cater teaching to that, because it's so much fun to figure that out, and what makes them tick and what they love to do. I had a student who just did not want to do his work the other day, and he was having a really rough time. I mean, I'm not his normal teacher, so that makes it really hard because I don't know all of the things, but I do know when a kid's having a meltdown in my class, I have to find some way to, lower that. And I hate calling my kids out. I hate having them pulled out of the classroom because they're disrupting. I like to try to de-escalate the situation and find a way. And he just did not want to do his work. And so I said, do this page, and then we'll talk about the next page, but focus on this page, focus on this problem, like I have to. And I said, you got this. Okay. So he did the first page, and I was like, dude, this is so awesome. Look at that. And it didn't even take you 5 minutes. So I went to the top of his page, and I had my pen. I had this pen, my Pilot, which I probably shouldn't have brought to school, but I have been obsessed with my Pilots. And I did this, and I said, I know how hard this was for you, so you get a special star. And so I just drew this little star. It took me 2 seconds, to draw. I mean, I just drew it right here on the camera, maybe more than 2 seconds, but it didn't take that long. And he looked at it, and he smiled. And then I said, okay, I go, can you do the next? Because he was behind. He wouldn't work for his teacher. And his teacher is my friend. So I do know, like, she gave me the lowdown, and she said, yeah, he didn't want to work the day before. And so I said, okay, well, he didn't have that problem today. Well, I mean, he didn't want to work, but then he went and did the next page, and it took him 2 minutes. And I said, dude, you finished. And he's like, can I have another star? It's like, yes, dude, you can have another star. So I drew him another star. This little thing right here, that is, what is this? Like, right? I mean, I love them. I love my stars, but this little thing got him to do 2 pages, and he did them correctly, and he knew what he was doing. He could not calm his brain down. And I found a way to make him happy. And it's just like, he's going to go back to those pages all the time and look at those special stars because he knew he did the work. And I love finding that with kids and connecting with them that way. I don't know, it's really fun. I had a student last year that I connected on Kingdom Hearts with, because Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite games ever. When I had my PlayStation 2 back in, way back when, I had 2 games. 2 games, and then Dance Dance Revolution. So I guess 3 games, but Dance Dance Revolution was like the thing, and it was Max 2, DDR Max 2. If you know, let me know down in the comments. I need to hear who else were my DDR people, because we are here. We exist. They don't make dance games like they did. Anyway, I had Kingdom Hearts, and I had Final Fantasy X. And 10-2, I guess. I bought 10-2 later, but I had Kingdom Hearts. That was it. I put so many hours into Kingdom Hearts because I loved it so much. I'm pretty sure I 100%ed that game. And so, yeah, it's just like, he loved Kingdom Hearts, and he was so excited for the next one that we just talked about it all the time. And his Sonic, and just, I love it. And I love finding those things out about students. And even if I don't love it, I always try to say, oh yeah. And I mean, I had a student who liked dragons, and I said, all right, well, if you can't learn, let's talk about dragon eggs. I'm like, here you go. Here's your math. Put dragon eggs, pretend all these are dragon eggs. And how many dragon eggs is this mom going to pass out to the people that she owes money to? It's just figuring that stuff out. I just love it. I mean, I hope you can feel it, because I'm feeling it even myself every time I talk about teaching, and I get into the classroom. I'm like, this is where I belong. This is what I love doing. So it's like, I've got to get this stuff around here in order so I can get there, because it is my true passion. And honestly, yes, the world is on fire. Education system is a little weird, but I also I don't bring that kind of stuff into my classroom. I'm there for those students. Like, I'm there to be a solid rock and to teach them what they need to learn. They have a safe place in my classroom. It's just those little things. And I also know that right now, as a substitute, my job is really important, because often when a teacher has a substitute, you're putting a whole class and trust them. And I know that I love my students, and I know that other teachers love their students. And so it's like, when you have a sub who comes in and just sits in the corner and says, all right, here's your work, go do it. That's just not what I want. But we hear that so often. Or like, I hear, yeah, that substitute was so mean to me. What? All right, well, I'm here. So let's make this a good day, you know, where they walk in the door and they're like, oh, this is going to be a chill day. And then I'm like, oh, excuse me. No, we're not doing that today. We have a plan and we're going to stick to it. And they really need that. I need that. Like, I need that structure. And I think that's why I love school so much. It has a structure. It has a plan to follow. And that's why, like, I'm doing this Create Your Life, or Change Your Life. I always want to say Create Your Life. Maybe I should just start calling it Create Your Life. But Change Your Life in 3 months is because it's got a plan, a structure, and I broke it down. And this is the goal, and this is how I want to break it down. And it may not be perfect. And then I have to remember that we have a plan, but we may never get all the things in that we want to do as a teacher. So it's just kind of life. You have a plan and you go for it, right? That's you do your best, and that's really important, because we are all at different paces. But I am going to take the win that I cleaned in my living room and got most of the toys off the floor and the stuff off the tables, and there's sunlight, because I was able to get it so I could open the shades. And when I get back, I'm hoping to get a little bit more done, because I would love to, by the end of the week, film and show you, look, I did it. But we're not there yet, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm doing a quick video before I go into work, but my sons were frustrating this morning. Okay, not my sons, but my son. He is just going through it, and we're trying to figure out how to get him help. But he screamed the entire morning that I was leaving for work, and that he didn't want me to go, and that he wants to spend time with me. And it's like, buddy, go do your breathing exercises, calm down, because the more you throw your fit, the less time we have to spend together. So I'm a little worn out already, and I'm going to go deal with students, which is fine. It's just, oh man, sometimes dealing with the students is better than hearing him scream, because it eventually gives me headaches. But I didn't get one this morning. I just ignored it. I was like, dude, I'm not going to talk to you until you stop screaming. But, okay, we are on Thursday, and I did get cleaning done yesterday, which really felt good. And yeah, otherwise I don't know. And I need to film some more. I'm just tired. That's what I always write in my journal in the morning. I'm tired. Doesn't anybody else feel that way? Anyway, I will be back with another update later, but I just wanted to pop on for like a second because I had a second before I go into work. All right, soon. Okay, I'm gonna have these two videos back to back. So can you see the disheveledness that is after school? And my voice is like, I feel like I have almost lost my voice. I had to raise my voice a little bit. These students, they were tough today. They sometimes are, which is fine. But I came on because I went to call my husband, just because sometimes I call him, right? You know, we do that. And I saw in my favorites, because I haven't changed it or updated it, and I don't know when I'm going to. I saw my dad's name again, and I almost cried. It's like, oh, I can't call my dad. Just little things like that. I think it's those little moments that hit you, and it's like, oh, that hurts. That really freaking hurts. And so I'm having a moment, and I know it's gonna get easier, and it has gotten easier, but it's like I think it's those little moments that suck worse than like the brain fog and everything, because you learn to move on and you learn to be okay, But then those moments just make you want to fall to your knees. Like, at least that's how I feel. But anyway, I am going to go home. I'm going to cook some supper, spend some time with my kids, and sleep, because today was exhausting and it was a long day. Yeah, but it was good. I got to give my one student a little Godzilla that my son made, and the smile on his face makes it all worth it. Like, those little like moments, and connecting my lanyard is Sailor Moon, because I love Sailor Moon, and I have this wonderful tattoo right here of Sailor Moon, and I made a kid's day because she's like, I have been watching this since I was 4 years old. And so little connections, I just love making those little connections. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go home. I'm hot. It's warm today, which is weird. It's 80 degrees right now, which is weird for October in South Dakota. Yeah, anyway. Oh, somebody asked me that question. Okay, anyway, thinking I'm gonna keep going, but we'll talk soon. Hey everyone, it's Friday. I can't believe it's Friday, but we have a play system coming today for our kids. We have been talking about getting them a swing set for years, and we finally did it. So that's coming, and it's getting set up. We decided to just pay the extra to get somebody else to set it up, because our time matters. And then it will be set up when the kids get home, hopefully. We don't know. We're waiting on the delivery guys to call us to let us know what time they're gonna start, because we're not sure. So either way, I have been sitting here writing this morning. I have to film a video for a new pen that I got from Banu, and yeah, that's about it. Like, I worked yesterday. It was a long day. I did finish a book though. I finished a book called Of Sorrows and Such. I believe it's by A.G. Slatter, or Angela Slatter. And I discovered her from just hearing around about her. She's very well known for gothic folk horror books, or just beautiful books. But this one was absolutely just phenomenal, and I didn't want to put it down. It was a short one. It was a novella, but it followed a witch and her like adoptive daughter, and just all these things that happen, and when you make choices to help people out of love, and there's all these in-depth crazy characters. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole with Angela Slatter and realized that she's been writing for years, and she has like a jillion and one short stories. So I checked one out from my library, and I'm looking for more, because I just want to know more about this sourdough world that she has. It's called Sourdough World, and I don't know, or like the universe, I don't know why it's sourdough. I want to understand more of that, and I'm sure I will eventually as I get further into this. But I'm really enjoying it, which is nice, because I feel like a lot of the books that I have been reading lately have been kind of, oh, this is okay, and then, or one-offs and things like that. So I feel really good that I'm getting back into reading, because I miss it so much. But I only have so much bandwidth, and I am working this morning in my journal. So I'm gonna flip the camera and show you this journal, because this one is one that I have had, gosh, when did I start this journal? I didn't start dating it until like the 4th or 5th entry. And so it was back in 2023. So this is kind of like my thought process journal. And I have picked it up and set it down quite often. So I will pull it out and I will show you, and I'll show you what I've been working on. Okay, so this is a Leuchtturm A5 that I bought in 2023. This was a sticker that I drew a bunch of these little goats, lambs, whatever they were, for a friend for her birthday present. So I was testing it out and I really liked that one, so I kept it. That's the only sticker I have on here. I should put some more. Maybe I should also put that sticker set up in my KOFI, because it was a cute sticker set and I think she'd be okay with that, because I made it for her. They are my stickers, but there's a bunch of these cute little guys and I really like him. Okay, so let's get into this. This is what I call my journal of thoughts and ideas for stories and like all that kind of stuff. Maeve is a character I've had for a while, and this I believe is Monteverde's Rose Pink, because at that time I didn't have as many inks. So that was definitely my first, like, oh, I love pink. And 12th Night, there's Earl Grey. So this is when my llama named Earl Grey popped up. And just, you know, me figuring things out with ideas and whatnot. I've never used this. This is a mallard who loves robots. Llama who is an aristocrat, British scholar named Earl Grey, and he's one. And then human who owns a Halloween bed and breakfast where these kooky creatures live. I've had this idea for a long time, the bed and breakfast. So it comes back and forth and back and forth. Oh, I forgot about Poison Envy. Definitely Evil Queen Poisoned Apple look. I have this in a bottle. I should use that. But just a lot of different thoughts, like how does Earl Grey walk? Just a lot of these things are questions that I learned when I have my degree in English literature and creative writing. So I did a lot of these, like I do a lot of these notes from the things that I pull out. But this is just a lot of different ideas, like drawing ideas, or just even things that I want to think about, petting zoo ideas, Halloween Village that I just keep in the back of my hand. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So when I have an idea that I want to keep in case for like a character or a study of something that pertains to stories or worlds that I have in my head, I put them in here. And so it's been a lot of different ones throughout the years, and just trying to figure out how I want to structure stories. I have no idea at this point still, but Jacobism. Jacobism is apparently a religion that my nephew made up with his friend. So we were talking and I wanted to use my pen that day. This was like over a year ago, and I just thought it was hilarious. He was an 8th grader or 7th grader talking about his Jacobism, which I guess is a friend. Revolves around Jacobism Mountain. There are MLG memes from 2013. I don't know what MLG is, but apparently that's what it was. So yeah, he was like, Auntie, make sure that you put this and this and this. And so yeah, that was fun. And then I watched for the first time Kiki's Delivery Service. And so I wrote, like, not for the first time, but like where I really sat down and watched it and took notes on it. So I took notes, and then I took notes on like the really important themes and scenes and so I could play my Koriko game a little bit better. And then I have this witch character. So yeah, she's in my, so this was when I started my RPG. So this was just me. Oh, that's my dog. Okay. I think he's done. He's been coughing a little bit, but it's better than it used to be. So he's okay from what it sounds like, according to whatever. But yeah, this was back when I started that game of Koriko, which you can see on my channel. And then it kind of threw in, I don't know if anybody's watched this, but there is this really cool artist that's weird and macabre, and there's a show on Netflix called The Curious World or The Curious Something of Christine McConnell. And I am so sad because it was such a fun show, and it was canceled after like a season, and it was like a cooking baking show that was ridiculous, that also had these like weird characters in it that, yeah, it was just, I just really liked it. So if anybody else has seen it, please let me know so we can geek out over Christine McConnell. And then I had some sticker ideas and sheets. So this is just where everything goes. And then this is like, I did this so I could roll dice to do some drawings. Yeah, just a lot of the different things. I did play with different Zentangles one day just because I wanted to. And then I was writing things that bring me joy when I draw them, because I was having a really hard time drawing for a while. And then Spark of the Everflame, if you've read the book, I was doing some studies on the background lore the author has so much really cool background lore on her website. So I was writing it down, and because I was trying to think of ways that I could put this into an RPG I was playing with. I ended up moving this, I think, into a different journal after I did that. And then some more Zentangles. Oh, these were some interesting things from another book I was reading. Like, he was tall with shocking white hair and bright jewel green eyes. Was that Phantasma? I think that was Phantasma Blackwell. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it until it got really spicy. I'm not a big spicy person, but I really liked the world and there was like a, what do you call it? There was a whole like game in it. And I really enjoyed the game aspect, kind of like Hunger Games type thing, stuck in a, in like this big mansion. Yeah. Every Hearted Doorway, because I was doing some studies. So a lot of times I'll do studies of like authors that I really love. This was from Every Hearted Doorway by Shauna McGuire. So just so many different ways that I use this. And then I was coming up with a character for Dungeons and Dragons. Trying to see. Yeah. Earl Grey again. I love him. Some character designs for my dogs, Brutus and Moo, because I'm kind of coming up with a comic. And for a while I was doing these little scenes or like writing out ideas for different comics, and I haven't used them yet, but it's just I have them here, so it was even breaking it down to panels. So now I just need to make them into comics, which is fun. So I had those for a few days. I was really working hard on that. And then this was me watching an old not cartoon. It's like a reading of a book called Puss in Boots. I mean, we all know Puss in Boots, but this was a specific one that my sister had on VHS when we were growing up. It was this cheap one that you got on like the dollar bin, and it was a VHS. And so this was what I saw from it, and just reminding me of like the characters and the things that I liked about it. I don't know why I liked it, but I used to watch it all the time. And so it was bringing back a lot of good memories from when I was a kid and would sit and draw everything. So that was really fun to do that. And then, yeah, so this is all newer stuff in the last couple months here. And, Last Sabbath. Oh yeah, I was taking some notes on another solo RPG, and I love the name Mildred. I really do love the name Mildred. I actually named a phone. I named my phones. I don't know if anybody else does, but I named my phones, and my last phone, this one that I have now, is named Emma, and my last one was Mildred. So I come up with fun names. So Seraphine is my current character that I'm working through, and this is what I did this morning. I did just like, I have a lone witch, and I just kind of was writing down ideas because I just finished the Of Sorrow and Such. I really like the way that Slatter's characters are all really well-rounded, and every single female character in this witch book but like it was all their motivations were motivated by love of and making choices out of their love, and they weren't necessarily the right choices. So it's interesting, and I'm like, okay, I want to build some depth to this character and I want to come up with kind of a background, so when I'm going into this campaign while I'm playing this solo D&D, I wanted her to have some depth. So I'm thinking about just like, why was she living in the middle of a forest in a conservatory alone? So I was just kind of like, okay, here's some depth. Do I want it to be a little darker than cozy? Because I like cozy, but I like to have a little bit of character development. So like maybe this character back in her prime, she's from this long, powerful line of witches. And when she was studying, she thought she could do something out of her wheelhouse, even though being warned by her mother. And so then something really bad happened and she has consequences for that. So then she decides that instead of facing life and trying to heal through that, she just decided to isolate herself and just not focus on magic anymore and focus on trying to heal through herbs and things. And then when she inherits this magic shop, she's going to heal her trauma or something like that. I don't know, but that was just what I was writing about, is that idea. So I don't know what it is. Like, I just wanted to have a little bit of a background for my character as I move into playing this game. So yeah, I've got a couple different games that I'm trying out and testing out solo. So that is this. I love this little notebook. I have been in this, for 2 years now, and I am only on page 86. So I really only pull this out. Like, I want this to remain one that is really focused on like my characters and my writing work. And that's why, like, I've stopped myself, because there, you see, when I flipped through it, I hope you saw that there were times where I would doodle and things, and then I'd stop myself and say, no, you have other notebooks. This one is one that if you go through, it's very, very character study, film study, like kind of that stuff. So I have one that I can reference when I want to work on writing or come up with deeper, more fluffy stories. So that's what I'm working on this morning. I need, but yeah, I need to do some cleaning today again, follow my lists and things that I have. I worked yesterday, as you saw earlier in the vlog, but I need to keep going, and we're going out with some friends tonight for dinner, and I think it will be fun. It's just going to be a day of getting busy, so I'll check back in, but I really wanted to share that since it's what I've been working on, and I'm so excited. This is really exciting to me. This thing was full, and I've used this so much this week that it's almost empty. And one of my lovely friends, Shauna, on Simone's Discord said, just dump it. No, I'm not gonna dump it. I'm gonna finish this ink. This is J. Urban's L'Armée de Cassis, and I have a full bottle of it, and I love it, but I also am like, I want to play with another ink in this pen. I love this pen. It's one that I wanted for a very, very long time, like years. And so I finally got it, and so I just want to put all the inks in it. And so I'm really proud of myself because I have almost emptied this entire cartridge. And I think the other one that I've been using this week the most is this one. And this is another Vanishing Point. I'm in a Vanishing Point phase. And this is Don Quixote by Waringul, which I think is really close to Kamoshika. I want to put that in here next. But yeah, this is Don Quixote. And I still have like half a cartridge. So and I filled them both at the same time. So that is how I can tell that I've really used this pen. And the other one that I am trying right now is my Curidas. I have 2 or 3 of these Curidas that I don't use all that often, but I do like them, especially because these ones have a fine and an extra fine nib. They're my only ones that I like this way, because I use these solely for sketching. I don't write with these. And this one I'm trying it out and seeing how bad it gets, because I have used De Atramentis document ink in these before. I put Diamine Forever Black, the Raven, and so we'll see how that goes. I'm still trying to figure out. I want to do some more videos on which document ink is my favorite. So far, I've really liked Diamine Forever, but I also liked Tom's Studio, and I do like De Atramentis, but it's just trying to figure out which ones work the best with the papers and things that I like. And I feel like Diamine Forever might take the cake, because I know that when I like highlight or color over things, the other ones kind of tend to move, but this one doesn't. So we'll see. I want to do an experiment. I have so many ideas for videos. I need to like come up with a schedule and stick to it and be rigid, but that is hard for me. So yeah, that's what I am all about right now. So I'll see you in the next clip. Look at that.
proof of food to whom?
Hi, it's Saturday. My hair is a mess because, yeah, it's that kind of day. I am in the middle of cleaning, which is awesome. I have my pens down to very few left to clean, and the ones that I want inked are inked, but I feel really good about how far I've gotten, and I'm actually going to get this cleaned off today, which is really great. But this is probably going to be the only update that I have today because I am so busy, and I've filmed already my one Saturday morning, and weekends just get crazy, especially like luckily the kids aren't home today, but yeah, I'm just exhausted, and I probably look it my next clip. Hopefully I won't look this exhausted, but I just wanted to update at least for a little bit on Saturday that I am feeling really accomplished, even though I am exhausted now from all the work. At least I am getting closer to being done with this pen issue. All right, it's Sunday morning, and you won't see my face for the first one. Hopefully I will be able to get a face video later, but Sundays are quite chill often in the Cool household here. And my husband's got the kids downstairs, they're playing video games, so I thought I could record a couple little updates here on cleaning and things. One of the things is I've been cleaning out my pens all weekend. Yesterday I spent most of the day cleaning my pens and going through little boxes of things here and there, and I have just a small tote left of pens that need to get cleaned or need to get inked up, like this one. This one's a preview. This is my newest Banu. Look at this beauty. I haven't inked it up yet, so there'll be a whole video on that. I'm not gonna say any more. I'm so excited about it, but it just arrived, so I am getting it ready for filming, and so it's sitting in my drawer. But I almost emptied this one. So this one is fully, like the cartridge or the converter is fully empty. There's like nothing left in this pen except for whatever's in the feed. And this is a dream within a dream. I'm so excited. I wrote 3 pages in my morning pages this morning, and I was on the fence about my daily mate. This one, just because it's one of those that I don't always see myself reaching for. And then every time I reach for it, I absolutely love it. So I was thinking about putting it up on the chopping block, and then I wrote this morning and I thought, okay, no, you're not putting this one up on the chopping block. I love these daily mates. I have 2 of them. This one I purchased before I started working with Banu, and then Banu kindly sent me the Blissful Sunday one. And the thing about this one that I always struggle with is that it takes so many times to turn it. And so I was kind of bummed when I first got it, and they fixed that on the Blissful Saturday or Sunday, the Blissful Sunday. And this one is a fine nib right now. I've had a medium on it, but right now it's a fine, and honestly I really like the fine nib right now. I am really enjoying a fine nib in my Banus. I go back and forth, so I have all of them, and I have a couple extra so I can exchange them. But yeah, I was really excited about finishing off this ink, and so I was just going to say I finished this pen, so I feel great cleaning this out. So it's going into my to be clean ink fill. It's going into my to be clean, but I just want to share this ink one more time. I only shared it when I first got it, but it's a newer one. It's Edgar Allan Poe's A Dream Within a Dream. It is so beautiful. It shades from purple to this beautiful soft pink, if you can see it in there. And then the writing, when you hit the light with it in places, it shades to a pink, which is different from their Little Princess doesn't shade to the pink, and it doesn't have this multicolored beautiful shimmer. I don't know what color shimmer this is, like a pink shimmer. I'm not exactly sure. It could be iridescent, but I love it. So that ink, I just wanted to share with that because I've been really enjoying that ink. And then one of the things that I started realizing is that I haven't played with my reading stuff. So back in February, when my dad started getting sick and he was hospitalized at the beginning of February, the first time, I kind of fell off track with reading. And as things progressed, I really wasn't reading. I don't think I read a full book in July and August. And that's not like me. I read like a crazy amount. I have a reading journal and I love it. And the last entry that I have is from February in my reading journal. And this thing is beautiful. It is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful journal. Not this one. This is a binder, which is beautiful too. This is it. So this is my reading journal. And if you don't like spoilers of books, I do write in here. So just beware and kind of don't look at the text if that's something that bothers you. I'm gonna move my camera here. So I have some pages, like I have like the things that I was planning and never did anything with. So I want to go back and fill those. And I was going to do a year in Aldea adventure, or Aldea. I forget what it is, but this is another booktuber here on YouTube. Yeah, I had all these plans, like I had them all planned out and everything. And then I was doing my first month. January this is what it looked like. I was tracking. I was loving this layout. Yeah, and I had a schedule for reading Wicked with currently reading, and I had mixed some of my De Atramentis document inks to get the right colors for my theme. I was loving this and just loving doodling and decorating the pages. Yeah, like I never even wrote about Bat Eater and other names for Corzing, and this is still my absolute favorite book of the year. I had an advanced reader's copy, and I just scarfed it down, and it is still stuck with me. Of course, the Shauna McGuire series, I love every single one, but I have special stamps and special everything, and I'm just really bummed about this because this was one of those things that I had, and you can see that I read a lot in January, and so I saved it. And then February, I was starting to read, and I only got the layout for the favorites done, and this is it. That's it. That's all that's in here is February. And so I was loving my princess theme. I had plans for the whole year, and I was even writing in the classroom read-alouds that I was doing with my students, and my dad got sick. And so, I mean, it is what it is. Like, my dad got sick. I can't change that, but it kind of makes me super sad when I look at this because I spent so long humming and hawing over which Archer and Olive journal I wanted to do, and I wanted to do this 8x8 square journal, and this one is just so lovely that I hate that it's not even filled very much, and I will not waste this, but at this point I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So that is that one, but I also haven't updated this. So this is another little section of my reading journal. A picture of my nephew that you can't see, but you know, you can see his fluffy hair. I love his fluffy hair. But this is little like ephemera that I have in here for my reading journal, and this is getting out of a reading slump, which did not work. Buzzwordathon 2024. Okay, where am I? Oh, this is my never-ending. This is my never-ending TBR. So it's all the books that sound really good to me, and I've been doing this since 2024. Like, so at the beginning, was this the beginning? Yeah, this started before 2024. So this was 2023, and so every time I finish a book, I put this sticker, or if I'm not interested in it anymore, or I DNF'd it, I exit out. And I have not updated this. So I'm kind of looking through, have I read any of these? Am I interested in any of these anymore? You know, I don't know because I haven't gone through it. So this is one of those things that I want to catch back up with. This is cheap paper. I got off Amazon a long time ago. It's not the greatest with fountain pens, but I had this going. Have I read any of these? Oh my goodness, no. I've added to my TBR on what's that website, Goodreads, but I don't think I've read any of these. Maybe if I keep going. But yeah, that add things like all the time, and then I kind of stopped. Yeah, I don't know. There's lots of books, which is really, really funny, because I would go through here and I'd flip through if I was in kind of a funk and say, oh, this book might be one, because some of these I did finish Ember in the Ashes, so there's one. Yeah, there's just so many books, because I love consuming book content and trying to find things that other people like, and I've just kept adding to this, and I keep the layout the same. I should maybe update this and go through these and then put them in my new binder that I've been working in, because I would like to use different paper. Yeah. Oh, I did finish Yours Truly. Hey, so look at that. In all the pages, I've finished 2 of the books that are, and The Haunting of Velkwood. That was really good. That was super good. So yeah, and this one I am not going to read, because that author is done some pretty not cool things, so I will not be finishing that. That one will be coming off the list. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Oh, This Princess Kills Monsters. I did finish that. This Princess Kills Monsters by Rye Herman. If you like kind of like the Princess Bride type book, this is great. And The Keeper of Lonely Spirit and Victoria's Psycho. So, oh, hey, look it. And This Book Will Bury Me, which I did not like. And The Bones Beneath My Skin, which I did not like. And American Rapture. So, hey, look at, this is one that I finished a lot of the books on the page. I didn't notice that. Oh, yes, I have finished. So I finished books. And The Macabre. Woohoo. So I need to go through this. And yeah, but this is what I am looking at going through here. I don't know. It's kind of wonder, am I still interested in some of these books from the beginning? Because this was what I was interested in back in 2023. So, maybe it's one that I need to go through and see if there are ones that I still really want to read, because I could create a new one. I do like how this is like the book, the author. I was writing galley. I think I could put a space for galley too. I know that people have these online on digital. I just do so much better when I have physical things that I can check off. But I love putting the sticker. I could even maybe do like a fun sticker, or a stamp. That would be fun too. So maybe, yeah, I do think I need to update this. There's a lot of books that I've been interested in lately. I have discovered new authors that aren't in here. And some of these, I just don't know if I'm really interested in anymore. Yeah, especially I'm thinking, I did read The Eyes Are the Best Part. And maybe did I read Masquerade? I can't remember. See, some of these I can tell that I would not be interested in anymore. So I think our reading tastes do change, and that's okay. So I just finished a book this week, so it feels really nice to be able to start looking at this. But I even had these set up for new ones. I would set this up at like a couple pages ahead of time. So yeah, maybe I do that. I don't know. But something I'm thinking about going into this next week. I'm trying to start thinking about my plans and all of that, planning for this coming week, especially since I'm traveling. I want to be able to figure this stuff out before the week comes. So I'm really working on that. This was fun. 2023 ratings by genre. I'm just kind of looking through here. Book ratings by genre. I started that in 2024. I always have some really good ideas and then kind of let them go when it comes to my reading journals. Yeah. Oh, even like my to-dos back then. So I was trying this out for a while, and it didn't last, but oh, Pilot Namiki Pink ink cartridge. Yeah. So I don't know what this paper is. Character creation table. I don't know. This must be an solo RPG thing. And this is different paper too. So yeah, I'm just going through some of this stuff and trying to figure out what it is that I want to keep. But I think I could probably repurpose this whole binder because it's so pretty. Maybe I do repurpose this binder and put some stuff in it, like for my books. And then I could, if you have any ideas on, if I'm not going to do a book journal or a reading journal, what would you use the rest of this journal for? Because I feel like it's so beautiful and I shouldn't let it just like sit, because that's really sad to me. I also thought maybe I could, and I don't know if this is too much, maybe I could, because I know how to take it out, I could take out this book, because I don't care about the paper. Archer and Olive paper isn't my favorite anymore, so I wonder if I could take this out and find like 8x8 square paper in paper that I really like. And maybe you would have to cut some down or something. I don't know. This is just me thinking about things, but yeah, if you have any suggestions or ideas, I'd love to hear it, because this is too pretty to just waste. Yeah. Anyway, that's about right now. I will catch up with you later. My kids will be going outside. We finally have a swing set for them, and it turned out, it's so great. The guy came and set it up yesterday while they were out, and so I was here all day. So that's kind of why I was doing things yesterday, is that I was here all day and just really happy to see that they've got their swing set, and that makes me really excited for them. And yeah, anyway, I will be back with my either an update or the closing, because this is Sunday. So yeah, that's what I've got right now. It's really late and I am going to bed here, but it's going to be the quickest outro for the video. I'm starting the week fresh tomorrow for my next vlog, so I just wanted to say, you know, I don't know, but I did print this out, which is another solo RPG. I've already cut it, and I found these. These are some stickers that I had, and I thought they were really great for spooky season, so I'm excited about those. And I started watching Twin Peaks. I tried to watch it a few times in the past and never got very far, so I'm trying it again. Why not? Because this is based off of it. But yeah, that's it for the week. I will see you in the next one.